everybody, and welcome to IGTV. This is a production of New York City Metro Infrared Members Alliance. We have with us today Valene Skerpac, and we're going into iBiometrics. Hello, Valene. Say hello to everybody.
Hi, how are you?
Good morning. So today we're going to be talking about facial biometrics. And
right.
I guess many different applications in that area, but I'll let you lead the talk off. This is your time. All right. Why don't you get right into it?
Okay, great. Thanks for the intro. I'd like to discuss the facial biometrics recognition, essentially a tsunami. It's beginning to shake our application and privacy policy paradigms. Much of what I want to talk about today is based on a workshop that was held in December of 2011 by the Federal Trade Commission, commonly referred to as the FTC. And I'm going to provide links to that workshop. They have wonderful transcripts and full recordings. It's really very good. And in addition to what you might think were just the consumer advocacy and policy groups, there was a host of technology vendors and experts there, which really added to it and made it a great workshop. And people such as Face.com, who offer a facial biometric API, as well as big applications like Google and Facebook were represented. So we're going to take a look at basically first the technology piece. Then we'll move into the applications, which are basically everywhere. And then just briefly touch on the policy point strategy and wrap up with kind of where it's going. Well, at the workshop, Dr. Gross was there. He's a postdoctorate fellow at Carnegie Mellon University. And he talked about the challenges of facial recognition and the amazing strides it's made. The technology started in 1973 using about 20 research subjects. And compare that today, where we now have massive data, due to our social applications and the internet, etc., where you hear people like Face.com there, and they purported to have indexed 13 billion facial images. Wow, 13 billion was quite a difference from 20 research subjects. A lot more data. So if we use our basic biometrics model, which we covered in previous sessions, we're going to note when we talk about the technology that it uses that same architecture that we talked about for identification and verification purposes. So specifically for face biometrics, there's the first step is face detection, where we're finding the face in the image. Next is a normalization, and then the feature extraction and mapping. So those are the 4 steps specifically for face. So the detection, as I noted, actually finds the face on the image. The normalization step filters out kind of all this extra information. There's techniques to do that. The feature extraction is where we really pull in the features of the face. I think one of the vendors claims they use 66 features, and things like the distance between the eyes, the contour of the lips, etc. And then, as part of this, it creates the biometric or mathematical model of those features so we can process it. And then a matching step obviously matches to either a whole gallery of pictures, or if you're verifying, you may have a particular person or a set of images for that person. So he talked about really the differences there and the huge strides that have been made in that area. And a second speaker, Dr. Jonathan Phillips, who's a leading technologist at NIST, has been performing research in this area since '93. And that's where he started the face recognition technology program called FERET, F-E-R-E-T. And so he's been doing that since. And again, using our basic biometrics, which are covered in previous sessions, we recall that there are false acceptance and false rejection rates that are measurements of the errors within the biometric identification and its accuracy. So he's saying that in '93 he was experiencing false rejection rates of 79%. In 2000, yeah.
That sounds like a great area where we can probably come back in our second segment.
Okay.
All right, we'll pick it up with NIST as we come back with Valene Skerpac
Okay, very good.
Facial Biometrics. We'll be right back, folks.
Okay.